Hey Maths Wizards! Welcome to the CBSE Maths Smith. Today, we'll break down polynomials in the easiest way possible. This topic is super important for your CBSE Class 10 exams, so watch till the end to master every concept. Let's go! A polynomial is just a mathematical expression that has variables, coefficients, and whole number exponents. Let's look at some examples. 4x plus 2 and 5x cube minus 4x square plus x minus 2 are polynomials. However, expressions like 1 by x plus 2 and root x plus 3 are not polynomials because they contain fractions or square roots in their exponents. Polynomials are classified based on their degree, which is the highest exponent in the expression. If the highest exponent is 1, it's called a linear polynomial. If the highest exponent is 2, it's called a quadratic polynomial, and if the highest exponent is 3, it's called a cubic polynomial. The zeros of a polynomial are the values of x for which the polynomial evaluates to 0. Let's take an example to understand this. For p of x equal to x square minus 3x minus 4, we substitute x equal to minus 1 and x equal to 4 and find that both make the polynomial 0. Hence, minus 1 and 4 are the zeros of the polynomial. The zeros of a polynomial are the values of x where the polynomial equals 0, which means they are the x-coordinates of the points where the graph touches or crosses the x-axis. Let's analyze different cases based on the degree of the polynomial. A linear polynomial has a graph that is a straight line. This line intersects the x-axis at exactly one point, meaning it has only one zero. For example, the graph of y equal to 2x plus 3 crosses the x-axis at only x equal to minus 3 by 2, so this is the only zero of the polynomial. A quadratic polynomial has a graph that is a parabola. The number of times it touches the x-axis depends on its zeros. Let's look at the different scenarios. If a quadratic polynomial has two real zeros, the parabola intersects the x-axis at 2 points. For example, the graph of y equal to x square minus 3x minus 4 touches the x-axis at x equal to minus 1 and x equal to 4. If a quadratic polynomial has only one zero, it means the parabola just touches the x-axis at one point but doesn't cross it. This is called a double root. For example, the graph of y equal to x square minus 4x plus 4 touches the x-axis at x equal to 2. If a quadratic polynomial has no real zeros, it means the parabola is entirely above or below the x-axis and never touches it. For example, the graph of y equal to x square plus 3x plus 5 does not intersect the x-axis, so it has no real zeros. A cubic polynomial has a curved graph that can intersect the x-axis up to 3 times, meaning it can have 1, 2, or 3 real zeros. For a cubic polynomial with 3 real zeros, the graph crosses the x-axis at 3 different points. For example, the graph of y equal to x cube minus 4x crosses at x equal to minus 2, x equal to 0, and x equal to 2. If a cubic polynomial has one repeated 0 and one distinct 0, the graph will touch the x-axis at one point and cross it at another. For example, the graph of y equal to x cube minus x square touches the x-axis at x equal to 0 and crosses at x equal to 1. If a cubic polynomial has only one real 0, it means the graph just touches the x-axis at one point, but with a flatter curve. For example, y equal to x cube touches the x-axis only at x equal to 0. The zeros of a polynomial not only help in graphing, but also have a direct connection with the coefficients of the polynomial. Let's explore this relationship for polynomials of degree 1, 2, and 3. Now, let's understand the relationship of 0 and coefficient of a linear polynomial. Consider the polynomial p of x equal to 2x minus 6. To find its 0, we set p of k equal to 0 and solve for k. Solving this equation, we get k equal to 3. This means x equal to 3 is the 0 of this polynomial. Notice that 3 can be written as minus of minus 6 by 2. Comparing 2x minus 6 with the general form a x plus b, we identify a equal to 2 and b equal to minus 6. Thus, the formula for the 0 of a linear polynomial is minus of b by a, which can also be written as minus of constant term by coefficient of x. This formula makes it easy to find the 0 of any linear polynomial instantly. Now, let's explore the case of a quadratic polynomial. Consider the polynomial p of x equal to x square minus 5x plus 6. To find its zeros, we use the factorization method. We split the middle term minus 5x as minus 3x minus 2x. We can rewrite the polynomial as x square minus 3x minus 2x plus 6. Taking the common terms, it can be written as x minus 2 into x minus 3. Since a polynomial is 0 when one of its factors is 0, we set x minus 2 equal to 0 or x minus 3 equal to 0. This gives us the zeros x equal to 2 and x equal to 3. Now, let's analyze the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients of the quadratic polynomial. We found that the zeros are x equal to 2 and x equal to 3. The sum of the zeros is 2 plus 3 equal to 5, which can be written as minus of minus 5 by 1. The product of the zeros is 2 into 3 equal to 6, which can be written as 6 by 1. Comparing x square minus 5x plus 6 with the general form ax square plus bx plus c, we get a equal to 1, b equal to minus 5, and c equal to 6. From this, we derive the formulas. Sum of zeros is equal to minus of b by a, which is minus of coefficient of x by coefficient of x square, and product of zeros is equal to c by a, which is constant term by coefficient of x square. These relationships help us find zeros without factoring. Now, let's prove these relationships mathematically. If alpha and beta are the zeros of the polynomial ax square plus bx plus c, then the polynomial can be factored as k into x minus alpha into x minus beta, where k is a constant. Expanding it, we get kx square minus k into alpha plus beta into x plus k into alpha into beta. Comparing it with the general form, ye x square plus bx plus c, we obtain ye equal to k, b equal to minus k into alpha plus beta, and c equal to k into alpha into beta. Rearranging, we get alpha plus beta equal to minus of b by a, and alpha into beta equal to c by a. This confirms our earlier formula. So, to summarize, if alpha and beta are the zeros of a quadratic polynomial a x square plus bx plus c, then sum of zeros, alpha plus beta is equal to minus of b by a, which is minus of coefficient of x by coefficient of x square, and product of zeros, alpha into beta is equal to c by a, which is constant term by coefficient of x square. These formulas are extremely useful in solving quadratic equations quickly. Now, let's take a cubic polynomial, p of x equal to x cube minus 6x square plus 11x minus 6. We find that x equal to 1, 2 and 3 are the three zeros. Now, let's analyze their relationships. Sum of zeros is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3, which is equal to 6. 6 can be written as minus of minus 6 by 1. Product of zeros is equal to 1 into 2 into 3, which is equal to 6. 6 can be written as minus of minus 6 by 1. Sum of the products of the zeros taken two at a time is equal to 1 into 2 plus 2 into 3 plus 3 into 1, which is equal to 11. 11 can be written as 11 by 1. Comparing x cube minus 6x square plus 11x minus 6 with the general form, a x cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, we get a equal to 1, b equal to minus 6, c equal to 11, and d equal to minus 6. Hence, we can conclude that sum of zeros is equal to minus of b by a, which is minus of coefficient of x square by coefficient of x cube. Product of zeros is equal to minus of d by a, which is minus of constant term by coefficient of x cube, and sum of products of zeros taken two at a time is equal to c by a, which is coefficient of x by coefficient of x cube. So, to summarize, if alpha, beta, and gamma are the zeros of the cubic polynomial ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d, then sum of zeros, alpha plus beta plus gamma is equal to minus of b by a, which is minus of coefficient of x square by coefficient of x cube. Product of zeros, alpha into beta into gamma is equal to minus of d by a, which is minus of constant term by coefficient of x cube. Sum of the products of the zeros taken two at a time, alpha into beta plus beta into gamma plus gamma into alpha is equal to c by a, which is coefficient of x by coefficient of x cube. To recap, in this video, we covered introduction to polynomials, types of polynomials, finding zeros using different methods, and relationship between zeros and coefficients. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with your friends and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Be sure to check out our other videos for more topics and detailed solutions to challenging problems. See you in the next video.